Oh, you know you're in for a treat when the intro doesn't even play. Hey everybody, Zio back at it with another Revice episode review. This is episode 18, and if there's one word I would use to describe this one, it's depth. Leading off with the confrontation of Ikki and Ortega. Ikki's hot-blooded temper at being unable to free humans from Giftarians sets off an external reaction, making volcanic Rex literally charbroil Ikki. Collapsed from his burns and hospitalized. This gives Ikki the much needed time he needed to reflect on himself as a character and finally get the internal monologue that I've been wanting from the start. He's unable to come to grips with the reality that he's currently in. He can't save everyone. And George Kirisaki tries to make the point, might I say, looking fabulous as well. Yeah. He explains that the volcanic Vice stamp might be able to help, but as of right now, it won't. And the next time Ikki uses it might be his last. Last episode, we had Ikki and Vice train in a simulator to get their synchronicity up, but this episode rightly shows that it wasn't all that was needed. See, he finally gets a true heart-to-heart with Vice, and Vice telling him some well-needed egg Vice. See, I told you I was gonna use that. And explaining to Ikki that he is his inner demon. They are two halves of the same being, and Ikki doesn't have to shoulder the burden alone. On the other side of the story, we get Julio, or rather Tamaki, seeking help from Sakura. He's willing to lose his life in order to get revenge on Ortega, but not before Sakura makes him confront his old friend Yosuke. So there's actually way more to this story than what we got in the last episode. After he ripped up his Blue Eyes White Dragon, he explained that he was forced to do it, but that he would still see him off. However, he fails to do so, making it appear like he betrayed Tamaki not just once, but twice. He pulls out the taped card and hands it over. It's then that we learned that there's a double twist. It turns out that when Tamaki was leaving, Yusuke was getting beat up, which explains why he didn't show up. And he did nothing. And right when you think we're gonna get conflict resolution, Ortega shows up. Look, I lost my shit when I watched this. I was like, there's no way they're about to do what they're about to do. There's no way they're about to go this dark. Well, they fucking did. He stamps Yosuke with the Gifu Vice stamp and Tamaki loses it. He loses it so much that his dead man form actually evolves past its previous state. My guy went Super Saiyan on this one. He also messes the fuck out of Ortega, literally ripping a chunk out of his body. Of course, look, grows back, but still, I got hype. Are you hyped? Like, I'm fucking hyped just talking about this, just thinking about it right now. That scene was hype. Tamaki literally erupts with power and probably killed everyone in a mile radius. But we don't talk about casualties in Toku. Moving on. Ikki sees the blast from his hospital and finally sucks it up and summons Vice. After which they get the volcanic Vice stamp back from George. And can I just add that this was a great scene as well? All the hospital employees freaking out. It's so good. Tamaki going on a rampage pretty much knocks out Genu and Live like they're nothing. That's when Ikki shows up with physical Vice. Now see, the transformation to Volcanic Rex and Egg Vice just feels much better now. They went upgraded from PS2 visuals to PS3 visuals. The fight between Revive, Vice, and Tamaki, it just goes hard. This was an impactful fight, and also right outside Tokyo Dome. Called it out in my Superhero Senki review. Check that video out if you haven't already. They managed to quell Tamaki down from his dead man, and did they break his contract? Whoa. When Ortega shows up to backstab him, only for a cameo appearance of Aguilera to save the day. Gifu receives sacrificial energy, but was it from Yosuke or Julio? All this while our new character takes in the sights. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. This is my favorite episode of the season so far. I have to make a whole new graphic for this one, surpassing A and moving up to Super 1. Super 1's got a hype-ass intro. I figured the second we didn't get a proper intro, we were gonna get like an extra minute or two of footage in there. This is how packed this episode was going to be. My body was already ready. However, it was actually packed in a good way. We still have a lot of plot lines not being addressed. Genta is still missing. The Ushijima family are also still missing. Where does Aguilera sleep at night? But we did get one thing that Kamen Rider is well known for and why I love this franchise. It's the character drama. They managed to give proper depth to Julio. Previously, my least interested in Deadman. Also, I almost fucking cried watching his breakdown. When Yosuke just got stamped, oh my god. Felt. Ikki, who felt like a background character in his own show, finally realizing his faults, coming to grips with it, and still taking his chances, making him actually now feel like the main character. See, this right here, this was an amazing episode, and I couldn't stop being hyped about it. Even after watching it, I instantly watched it again. At the end of the episode, we get a little bit more info on Hiromi, and here's where I start to speculate, because I try to go in spoiler-free before watching these episodes, so my reviews are a little bit more genuine, but look. They mention that his health is in the condition of like an 80-year-old. Hiromi is supposed to be 28, but when you add the incident involving Gifu originally happened 50 years prior to the show, it's almost too coincidental. He might be the first or have a relation to the first Giftharian, which could be the real trigger of the demon's driver. Is it that as opposed to the driver relying on an inner demon, it actually does the opposite and slowly makes one into a demon? Or that it needs to be used by a demon, and that's how the actual driver works? Food for thought. But needless to say, the next couple episodes might give us the answers that we've been waiting for in regards to Hiromi. So look, I'm still hyped. I'm probably going to be riding this hype train all the way to next week. So what did you think about this episode? I know some of y'all love your bloated episodes with a lot going on, but this one managed to put in great writing and focus on mostly two characters, which was the right move in my opinion. Did you like Julio / Tamaki's character arc? And do you like him more as a character now? How about Ortega? Do you love to hate him, or do you just hate him? Also, Hiromi is finally getting some plot. Color me intrigued. I look forward to your comments, so until next week, get some icy hot, rub it on those sick burns from the previous few episodes pacing, cause you're gonna need to recover, because this is Kamen Rider. See ya.